Hey guys, my name is Jackie, and this is a story of how God took me from being unknown to being identified. So I grew up going to church every week. At a very young age, I knew all the important verses, I could tell you all about the stories, and I had all the right Sunday school answers. But it was all kind of an act to be known as the good Christian girl. I even went so far as to tell people that I had accepted Jesus into my life, even though I hadn't, because I really liked the attention that I got from it and the praise that I received for what I had done. So that was my church identity, but when I went to school, it was a different story. I wanted to be known as cool, I wanted to be funny, and I wanted to be accepted by my friends at school. The problem was, I wanted to be known as different things to different people so that I could be accepted by everyone. Um, if I was around people who loved God, I loved God too. If I was around people who didn't love God, I didn't love God either. And as I went into middle school, it just continued. I was basically just a chameleon. I would change to whatever I needed to be so that the people around me would like me and accept me. When I was in seventh grade, my parents got divorced, and it blurred the lines even further of who I was supposed to be. I was not only balancing who I was at church and who I was at school, but I was also balancing who I was at my mom's house versus who I was at my dad's house. So who I was really just lost in the mix. As I went into high school, I had no idea who I was or who I was supposed to be, and all I had ever known was trying to be what other people wanted me to be, and so I just kept doing that. In college, I would hang out with one group of people and be one thing, hang out with another group and be another thing. And I got to this point where no one knew who I was because no one was involved in every part of my life, and I was different everywhere. Even I didn't know who I was because I was so many things. So I just got to this point where I just felt really fake and really alone, and it kind of just continued for a while. And then my sophomore year in college, one of my Bible study leaders asked me to go to a conference in Indianapolis with crew over Christmas break, and I actually did not want to go actually at all, and I had a list of reasons why I didn't want to go and why I wasn't going to go, and they all fell apart. So I went anyway. But while we were there, one morning during worship, the lyrics to the song that came on were, "I hear you call my name." And that really hit me like a brick, and I kind of just started crying because I realized that God knew my name and He knew everything about me, and He still loved me, and He still cared for me. And it didn't matter what other people thought of me because my identity was in Christ. And I gave my life to Jesus that day. And while I haven't been perfect since then, I know now that when I fail, my identity is still in Christ, because He sent His perfect Son for my imperfections, so that now I can be identified as a child of God who is loved and cared for, no matter what I do or no matter what other people think of me. So I went from being unknown to being identified, and those are my two words.